Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Yeah, the old clock says it's 5 o'clock. Beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We got one here from Peak Organic Brewing, and they're out of Portland, Maine. This is the juice. And on the can here it says a wicked dry hopped pale ale. And this is not a big beer. I don't see the ABV written on it anywhere. This has 1 pint. And on the bottom it's got 082816. So they are dating it. But they don't have the IBUs or the ABV on the can anywhere. We need the ABV anyway, so you know how big a beer you're drinking or buying. And still have the price tag on here. Rico sent me this. This was $3.25. And that's a 16-ounce can. That's a big can. And he writes, Peak Organic the Juice, a wicked dry hop pale ale brewery out of Portland, Maine. Date is 8/23/16 on the bottom of the can. Purchased a couple days ago. Available in 4 packs, 5.6 ABV. Didn't see the IBUs on a rate beer or Untapped. So we have the ABV that we were able to find, but none of the sites have what the IBUs are, so we don't know where. And it's a pale ale, but it's wickedly dry hop, they say. Commercial description says a wicked dry hop pale ale. Imagine that. That's what it's got written on the can. So, nothing else we need to talk about, so we'll run over while I pop the cap on this thing and pour it in the glass. Food pairings or cuisine is Pan-Asian. Cheeses are, ooh, excuse me, Camembert Fontina, earthy cheeses. Ooh, looks like it might be a little carbonated. Nutty, Asiago, Coleman, Parmesan, tangy, brick Adam feta. Meat is poultry. Glass water pint, Becker tumbler mug, Stein Seidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass and not recommended for extended cellaring. So, drink it fresh, guys, especially when they say it's wickedly dry hopped. You don't want to lose out on all that. We got the date on the can so you know how old it is. I just wish they put the ABV on the can so we'll know. Enough said. A little more than a finger of head. It is a light golden color, guys. And I can see right through it, so looks like it's definitely a filtered beer. Nice looking beer. Got a real nice color to it for a pale ale. So let's see how wickedly dry hopped it is. Let's get a nose on it. I am getting a lot of citrusy notes. Maybe hints of tangerine or oranges. Maybe a little grapefruit in there. It doesn't have that heavy West Coast pine or pineapple-y smell. Smells pretty good though. So let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Cheers Rico. Rather pleasant. Nice citrusy notes, hints of orange, tangerines, and grapefruit. I am getting some tart grapefruit taste in there, guys. So very tasty for a pale ale. Very nice hot presence for a pale ale. Doesn't seem to have a great big bitterness on the back end, but there is some there. And now that I put the last of it in there, it clouded it up quite a bit, guys. Yep. Clouded it up quite a bit, so there was a little bit of sediment or some of that juicy, hoppy goodness in the bottom of the can. It changed it drastically. I mean, it clouded it up big time. So, looks like juice in the glass. Maybe that's why they call it the juice. But, like I said, a lot of times these beers will pour the same consistent all the way through and not change the color or the clarity. And sometimes that last little bit in there will change it drastically. And it did on this one. So, let me take another taste and see if I get anything different now we've got all the goodies in there. That's a wonderful beer. It really is, guys. I reviewed some of the Peak Organic beers when I first started doing beer reviews, and they were very transitional beers. But they've stepped up their game a little bit, but those were all in bottles back then. Now they're canning and dating. So, very tasty. Well, let's right out of the fridge. Let's go sip on it for a little bit, see where we end up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. The only fuss I got about this beer is not having the ABV on the can. You probably should know that when you're buying this or drinking this beer. If you're drinking a 5, 6, 7%er, so you'll know what to expect. It does have the date on the bottom of the can. It doesn't have the IBUs. I'm quit cutting grade points for IBUs. It'd be nice to have that information, but we kind of need to know the ABV though. So, very tasty, very hoppy pale ale. Smells like an IPA, it really does, but it doesn't have that big bitterness to go with it. So, very well done. Wonderful aroma. Wonderful aroma. Wow. Final chug. Guys, I told you this. When I first started doing beer reviews, I picked up some of their beers. They were in bottles in, with no date. And I found them very transitional. Not a lot of flavor. But they have upped their game, and now they're canning and dating. A lot more flavor. Very nice, very well done. And using all organic ingredients. Very, very nice. I'm very impressed with what they're doing now. To me, guys, if it had a ABV on the can, I'd probably go ahead and give it to 9. But since it don't, but it does have the date, I still think it's an A beer. We're going to give it the 8, which is an A minus. Grade on this one, guys, would probably be a 92. Very tasty. Rico, thanks again, my brother, for picking this up and sending them to me. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 88. I think it's a little better than that. That's why I'm giving it to 92. And over to Rate Beer says 96 overall, 98 in the style. Excellent numbers from those guys. That's B numbers there. I mean, A numbers there, solid A numbers. Over to Untappd for our final check-in, they say 3.92. So I consider that an A grade too. So not into the 4s, but very impressive numbers. I don't think I've seen anything from Untappd better than like a 4.5. I've never seen a 5 on Untappd, ever. So I don't know what it takes from those guys to get that number. But it is a very tasty beer, guys. So almost a solid A, but we're giving it to A minus since it doesn't have an ABV on it. I kind of want to know that. I really do. And the IBUs, like I said, be nice to have it, but it's not that critical, especially on a pale ale. But anyway, that's where we're at on the numbers on this one. Very tasty beer, definitely worth picking up. Very well done, hoppy pale ale. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and come on back tomorrow. Let's take something out of that fridge. See you then.